It's going to be very difficult to keep him out of the lane.
Williams, no. Here's Jarreau. Houston was electric in transition when these teams met 3 weeks ago. And they're doing it again today as Sasser's 3. Adams-Woods. So 3-point.
He averages 11 turnovers per game. That's the best in the American Conference. They already had 6 today. And then a foul after the play on Dandridge.
We get a break, next whistle. We're at the under 16. South Florida, heavy underdogs in this game. Just a couple of field goals, both by Castaneda 3. Here's a 3 from Collins.
You could see on that possession, Houston really keeping those ball screens. If you were to tell Houston you got to play a back-to-back, well, that's not really fair to them either. It's not their fault Memphis got COVID earlier. So I see it both ways.
Williams, and a rebound to Jarreau. He's got 4 rebounds, 4 assists, 5 steals, and 9 points. What do we got here?
Saunders, the sophomores, Adams-Woods, and Davenport, and the senior Chris Vogt.
It's great to see Williams out there. We showed every angle we could where everything couldn't see much, but whatever the reason, he's back and good for him.
With 1 to shoot, Mike Saunders gets it on the rim, and there's a foul underneath going against.
Everything just lifts straight up with a perfect stroke.
1.4 points per possession right now for Houston. That's ridiculous efficiency. I think they're going to have that.
Texas up there too, but a very good starting 5. Davion McKnight, the freshman point guard. Hollingsworth, Anderson, and Williams, all multi-year starters. All great scorers along with Bassey. Is still yet to attempt a shot.
Looked like a blocked shot too by Bassey. Looked like he got his fingertips on it.
.25% capacity crowd, feeling like 100 at the Fertitta Center. Bassey trying to get free.
We actually got the layout to listen to the crowd.
Be like the second time this year I've had a chance to do that. Beautiful sound. Bassey, Jarreau knocked it away. Shot clock violation and a takeaway for Houston.
I hate that call. I hate that call, but I love this play, and then I'll talk about that call.
Okay.
Rapolis Ivanauskas, who they expected to be a big player, the post from Colgate. Gabe Manson, Zach Harvey as well. Williams the offensive rebound, and it'll be Cincinnati ball off of big.
Intentional sponsorships in there, so that was well done. ESPNU. They always say, watch what you eat, stick to the training table, and then the night before game, wings, Subway, cookies,
whatever goes. Only have to play for 34 minutes tomorrow. It's fine. It's good to see a couple go in. It can really help a young kid like Caleb Murphy the rest of the season.
Oh, from behind. Jarreau is not letting anything go. That's Russell Chiwa, who will go to the line. Coming up, Quentin Grimes mentioned the Steph Curry.
First half, he's already 8 shy of a full game season.
But Western Kentucky playing downhill, dribble penetration inside, double teaming Bassey, moving the basketball. That is good stuff right there.
Unfortunately, it ended up with Williams getting triple teamed. There's Kenny Cooper, the Lipscomb transfer, off the bench to play the point. Cooper and Rawls are off the bench for Western Kentucky, which is without its best shooter, Luke Frampton, out for undisclosed reasons. Their best scorer off the bench. Trying to lob it to Bassey, and White plays free safety.
Maker, holy cow, does Houston get good? I mean, we've talked about it, Kevin. When Houston can have Marcus Sasser knock down a few shots, Quentin Grimes makes some shots, Mark makes some shots. You know, this team matchup down the left-hand block.
Cooper just over dribbled. Jarreau on the deck, and it squirts free to Houston. It'll be the 10th Western Kentucky turnover.
Yeah.
How can they get Bassey more involved, Western Kentucky?
You know, I think that Bassey's got to really want it now. I mean, when he shapes up big like he is with Bryson Gresham, and then Black Jersey's got to square up and seam as well. Oh, boy.
2 to shoot. Shot clock violation. Cooper way late.
Regional championship game. And so that's why it's important to be a 2 or 3 seed. And Houston is right there right now. And they will keep winning.
Lead by a dozen over this good Western Kentucky team, which is right now the leader in Conference USA. Outside of that, they would be right on the fringes of the at-large conversation. They got to get a shot off here. They're not going to do it. 18th turnover for Western Kentucky, and Houston.
Here's the problem. Eason was just kind of playing in his zone. He wasn't competing in his zone, and Gorham just came over the top of him and posted him up without much resistance.
Davenport all the way across. Saunders misses a 3. Cincinnati not shooting it terribly well to start.
And that's a good, that's great. But in this particular game, you saw it right there. Every time there's a drive by Houston, they are incredibly comfortable going to the rim. Good play by Jarreau.
Kept it alive. DeJulius. And DeJulius nearly ran himself out of bounds. He will get it to Eason with 10 to shoot. Eason batted into the air by White, that a foul against
good players. They've gotten better and better every year. Here's a situation where they're in right now where it's there. They've got to go get it, though.
Nolly had it taken away by Jarreau. Jarreau end-to-end for 2. It won't go.
Made threes, 22 points in the first half. Quentin Grimes, 22. South Florida, 21. With 36 seconds to go.
He just picked up right where he's left off. I mean, he has been so good over the last 4.
One of our stat guys, Harley Smith, doing great work for us.
Stink in the sense that they lose an opportunity to play a team that is number 4 in the net rankings and would be their best win of the season. You miss out on that. Memphis is a team that's trying to claw their...
And Kelvin Sampson said, we're coming right at you, but we're going to get you to make contact with us.
This is arguably the best team in Conference USA.
Whoa. White out to Mark. Mark misses a 3. Good box out by Davenport, who's been great on the glass in this tournament.
Turn it over a lot. Memphis turns it over 15 times a game.
Yeah, the Memphis turnover is a massive issue. 11th most in the country per game. A lot of them in the live ball variety. They have to clean that up today as the ball goes out of bounds to the Cougars. And a turnover. Nolly with Ellis up ahead. Nolly over to Ellis, and now he'll shoot it. That was a 2. His shot won't drop, and Cisse clears. Here they come in transition. Williams up ahead of the pack. And there's the trap.
Because of an injury. Then a guy like Caleb Murphy, freshman, trying to learn the point guard position. And he said, look, you play, every time you play, you learn something.
Rebound tipped into the hands of Western Kentucky's McKnight.
We'll see more zone from Western Kentucky after that possession. Is a Final Four team. I picked Villanova as a Final Four team. I still think they're really hard to guard. And Jay Wright, of course, has that championship pedigree. I picked Wisconsin.
Ellis jumper. And then the rebound to Gorham.
Houston not really stepping up on those pick and rolls fast enough.
Gresham with the throwdown. And a foul called on Memphis.
And the first thing Kelvin Sampson talks about is that he's got his college degree.
Yep.
DeJon Jarreau. That's the first thing he says he's the first one in his family to get his college degree, and that's the legacy he's going to have with his family. Kids will say, hey, Uncle Jarreau got his degree, Uncle DeJon. And it's just really cool as Gorham puts that one in, to hear that be the first thing coming out of the coach's mouth.
That's what has made Grimes a Houston Cougar, and the increased scoring has just come along with that. Double team comes. McKnight able to get out of it. Williams passes up an open three. Anderson misses an open three. Bassey back in the game. He could not grab the offensive rebound. Jarreau, wow. Feed. A little too deep. Gorham sets up Grimes, though, and Grimes has 10.
Showing you just how valuable he is. A big-time drive and a great delivery.
Not just valuable, indispensable was the word that Kelvin Sampson used with us. And speaking of it, throws it down at the other end.
Right on cue. And DeJon Jarreau had 5 steals in the win against Western Kentucky, and he is just flying through that passing lane.
Brown can't connect on the long shot. 10-6 Houston. Grimes tries to kick out, nearly lost it. Jarreau, if he wants it. DeJon Jarreau has come to play today. Perfect from the field. He's got 8 points, 3 of 3 shooting.
There's many that come to mind, but just the mentality and the way he sets the tone, so impressive for Houston.
It was not even he lives to rebound. He said rebounding sustains him. Like that was some eloquent words being used there as another 3-ball. Hit by Jarreau, who is having a great game so far in the opening 6.5.
Yeah. Well, it does for my teams.
Okay. It's an immersive philosophy. Bassey out of control. Jarreau nearly got a steal. Bassey goes behind the back, and that didn't work out. His 3rd turnover. Western Kentucky 16. And Sasser misses a 3. But Jarreau grabs the rebound. He is fouled on the way up.
Don Daly and Terry Oglesby, and KB Burdett is over on the sideline. We have him mic'd up today as the 4th official. He'll be giving us any explanations needed. Justin Gorham for 3. Justin Gorham, 7-0 Houston. What a start out of the game.
Houston started the first half slow, shooting 2 for 10 out of the gate. They've started this half slow as well. They're 2 for 9. Good pass from Jarreau. And Gorham connects. Another guitar player. Jarreau hands off, and Gorham lays it in.
The Bulls' biggest challenge defensively.
Well, I just think it's going to be closing possessions out. And interesting to see Houston going right to Reggie Chaney. They did that against Western Kentucky. Guarding Quentin Grimes is going to have to be high on that priority list as well. But that's going to be the game right there. Closing possessions down and securing rebounds.
DeJon Jarreau picks up that offensive rebound. And another opportunity here for the Cougars. 13-0 at home this season. Nice down low to Gorham for the jam.
Certainly interesting. I'm not sure he'll take him. There's so many good players in the NBA. It's a really cool time period. I go with Steph Curry. Get some shooting, get a point guard
for him. He's got 8 points so far.
And that's what I'm talking about here, man. Getting him going. Last 3 games, he's 11 of his last 38. You've seen him make a couple shots here in the second half. The one thing that you could say about this game for Houston that's been a negative is that Marcus Sasser has not been able to get in any type of rhythm. Everybody else, dunks, threes, blocks, rebounds, I mean, whatever you want to talk about.
Only knows one way, downhill.
Cougars at 18-3, coming off a 38-point win against Cincinnati Sunday. And here's Hollingsworth off the miss from Grimes. He can push the pace.
Wow.
The 4-year starter, Hollingsworth. Wow. First 7 points of the game for Western Kentucky.
Acceleration. Travion Hollingsworth just left everybody in the dust.
Grimes, same spot. Different result. He rattles it
between the coaches before this game, because there was a lot of controversy as to where this game should be played. It was originally scheduled to be played on Valentine's Day, but that was shut down because of COVID issues in the Memphis program. And then before the season, the conference ADs decided that if a game is not rescheduled, the game remaining would default to the home side of the team that did not have COVID. 7-0 run to start the second half for the Tigers. Jarreau with knocks it down.
They made the switch. Cisse was
Things, and he sure enough did before this one. Now, with 10:40 to go in the second half, Memphis leads by 2. And Steve, you pointed out the job Memphis has done this half rebounding. They are out rebounding Houston 9-2 in the second half.
Yeah, they haven't given up a second chance point to the best offensive rebounding team in the country. So they've done the job. DeAndre Williams and Cisse have made it.
He's led them in scoring each of the last 3 games. Not the case today. Step back to Jarreau. 3 is good. Houston up by 1.
He had 9 points earlier this season against Middle Tennessee State. But he brings experience off the bench. Oh!
Jarreau with a rack attack. Jarreau inside to Gorham, who's got an early 5 points. And in certain places is cut down this year, wearing masks, socially distancing. Our tech team getting us on the air, as you and I call this game from New York.
They press about 25% of the time. They will aggressively W. They want to speed you up if possible.
He's probably not going to win. Probably not going to win Big 12 Player of the Year. Probably Jared Butler at this point. Luka Garza, National Player of the Year. Cunningham, #1 pick, as we see Gorham put that one in from Jarreau.
DeJon Jarreau has been outstanding. Dropping it off for Justin Gorham. A big-time delivery, and see the contact there. Justin Gorham has an opportunity for...
That's why Rick Stansbury loves him. He can trust Kenny Cooper to make good plays coming off the bench.
Houston shooting at 7 for 12 in the early going, 3 for 5 from deep. Grimes with a good look. Grimes swirls home.
And the lead has been taken out with the best player in the league out of the game. That's why, one of the reasons why Houston can make a very deep run, or as deep as you want. National champion good.
Okay, Jarreau hits the front end of the 1-and-1. It's 34-17. That's a problem. Also a problem. That foul was Tari Eason's 3rd. John Brannon feeling like he had to play Eason because Vogt has 2. Vogt has not worked in this game, but Eason is now done for the rest of the half with 3. And Jarreau goes 2 for 2.
Jarreau was emotional in the pregame senior day ceremony with his mom, Renette, up in the stands. Kelvin Sampson was in tears as well. We had a great chat with Kelvin about Jarreau yesterday, and he said, look, he's been a man, as you see, Renette. He's become a man. Early in his career, he was late, he was selfish. His evaluations from the staff were poor. Really, I should have kicked him out, but he made changes as a human being and as a teammate. And he said when he first got to our program, I couldn't confidently say that Jarreau would one day be a good father and a good husband, but I can say that now. And the way that Kelvin Sampson was talking about the maturity of Jarreau now in his senior year, and he was emotional describing it and the relationship with his mom, Renette.
DeJon Jarreau, the defensive player of the year in the conference. Justin Gorham, the most improved player of the year in the conference. Reggie Chaney starts at the 5, along with this man, Quentin Grimes. And you wanted to see, Dan, who would draw the Grimes assignment early, and right now it is Keith Williams.
Yeah, Keith Williams really active with his hands, and that's perfect against Quentin Grimes. You just cannot let him get comfortable.
DeJon Jarreau unlocks the scoring. A 3-pointer for the redshirt senior out of New Orleans.
You kind of run at the end of the clock. They tried to run it yesterday, and Easton kept messing it up, popping back, but they got it.
That's Jarreau, and if Cincinnati's going to sit back and let Houston
comfortable
shoot.
Watch Jarreau. He just standing there with his hands above his elbows. Nobody's there. Just draws into his shot, and that is a formula for getting whooped. You mentioned it. It was a 55-11 run last time they played.
DeAndre Williams that time. He's an assist guy, averaging over 3 assists a game.
4-point Memphis lead. Tigers have scored on 4 straight trips, and Jarreau with the 3.
Well, this kid was a non-3-point shooter, really, when he played at UMass as freshman.
It's a big game. We'll have a shot.
He has struggled shooting the basketball, especially from 2 with 0 of 7, in the loss against Temple, but a good sign right there. Skip pass to the corner. Castaneda getting it done.
Oh, tried to flip that one inside. Makes the extra pass. It's hot potato. Back to Jarreau again.
That ball is moving, and terrific ball movement. Quentin Grimes giving up a pretty good look to get a great one for Jarreau. But at the end of the day, you're trying to work on stuff. You've got a freshman point guard in Caleb Murphy who's out here learning how to play that position at this level. And you're trying to build on something for next game. You know, you are trying to get better in these 20 minutes. And I think everybody that's played this sport has been there. And look who, DeJon Jarreau again.
First half had 33 points the other day against Western Kentucky. So 55 points in his last 60 minutes. Picking up where they left off, DeJon Jarreau had 11 in the first half, hit the first few buckets for the team, and